But why is it insulting for you when people use autism as a way of pointing out another person or being angry at another person?
It's because it's using my disorder as if it's a curse in some kind of way. The only reason why people use it is because they think that autism is a terrible, terrible thing to have. But most of the problems that arise when you have autism only come up when other people aren't accepting.
Starting off with explaining. Really? Really?
Hello and welcome to Actually Autistic with Mulán Jiang and Gita. Today we're talking about using autism as an insult.
We wanted to make this episode because what started out as something that was used in gaming to insult each other and just very ironic, it has now starting to spread outside the gaming community into other areas, and we pick it up now and then in like postings and even when people talk to each other.
Autism being used as an insult usually implies someone who is not smart. Usually it's another word for stupid or dumb or the R slur. Basically anything that has to do with someone being mentally disabled or their intelligence isn't as strong as other people's. Because the stereotypical autism is a white man who seems to not be able to use his brain and can't do anything significant and acts very odd because they stim and stuff. And so autism as an insult has just become anyone who acts stupid.
And the contrary then, because people with autism also hear, "Oh, but you don't look autistic," like it's a compliment.
It's not a very good compliment because there's no way to look autistic, but to a degree it's better than autism being used insultingly. Even in you don't look autistic, it's still using autism as if it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in saying that? It's not like it's something wrong with being autistic. So if you say you don't look autistic, it's like, okay, well, I am, so what's the problem? Like, right?
Yeah. If they're playing a game and they make a really stupid mistake, then maybe someone will say, that was so autistic of you.
Why use disability or disease or physical trait or a religion or sexual orientation or the color of your skin? I mean, why use that at all as an insult? I mean, I totally don't get the point. There's so many other ways to be angry at and to let go of frustration or anger or to be upset on somebody else.
There are millions of other insults that you can use instead of using someone else's belief or sexuality or disorder against them.
Or don't call each other names at all. I don't know. Just be nice to each other. And if you don't like the other person, well, think you don't like that other person. But why do you always have to say that out loud to them? I don't get it.
But if a person is terrible in the sense that they're like racist or something, totally not pointing fingers, then like if they're racist and bigoted in any kind of way, like excessively terrible, then I don't mind using not any like derogatory term, but if you were to use the word stupid or something, then I wouldn't care. When I was like really passionate about some sort of fandom that I can't remember, I think it was My Little Pony, and I started info dumping other people because I didn't have a filter. And someone said that I was acting super stupid and autistic. I don't remember how I reacted. I just remember feeling really confused.
I think also people use autistic without really knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand the weight of what they say.
Also, they use autistic when it comes to crimes and murders.
Yeah, that's why I think that's one of the main reasons why autistic people are associated with psychopathy or sociopathy, because that's what everybody says autism is.
So if there's a murder and somebody kills somebody in cold blood, then people start to speculate that that person probably has Asperger's syndrome or autism because he didn't show any emotions. And as we talked about in the episode when we spoke about emotions, people with autism have a lot of emotions, but they might not react or show it in the same way as neurotypicals. So that is a big insult and a prejudice towards people with autism. And I get really upset because that's something you see a lot. Like, people assume that certain persons have autism because they act in a sociopathy or psychopathy way.
Autism has absolutely nothing to do with being a psychopath or a murderer or a terrible person. Autistic people are just as likely, if not less likely, to hurt someone. It's not something that is wired into us. Or even if I wouldn't get rid of my autism, I wouldn't want anyone to be autistic, at least in this kind of situation, where we haven't gotten enough positive representation that people have noticed, or any significant change in the society that we live in to make autistic people's lives more safe. I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through that. Knowing what I have to go through.
So this is why we make this series, isn't it?
Yeah. Goodbye and stay safe. Next time we're going to talk about high functioning versus high support needs.